need majority to fight Modi in elections. Education Minister announces corrected history to be taught to students from January 26. Big claim by Dharmendra Pradhan. Coachers in Venugopal Dhoot to remain in custody as CBI probes political link to ICICI Videocon loan scam. Fresh twist in Tunisia death probe. Police to probe deleted WhatsApp chats of accused Sishan. Health Minister sources say next 40 days will be very crucial for a possible COVID wave. We all need to be on alert. Well, hello and welcome. I am Aishwarya Kapoor and you are watching The Burning Question, viewers. And on The Burning Question today, let the facts be very clear that yesterday, less than 24 hours prior from now, yes, you had a senior Congress leader coming out and saying and comparing Rahul Gandhi to Lord Rama. We can understand. As journalists, we can understand the desperation of the Congress party to make Rahul Gandhi into a big leader. Push him. Unsuccessfully though till now, but they have been. But this attempt to compare less than 24 hours ago, first comparing Rahul Gandhi to Lord Rama, more or less saying that he is God, and now today, another Congress party leader, the former Defense Minister of India, A.K. Antony, comes out and says that if you need to defeat Modi, and I repeat, if you need to defeat Modi, he says, minority is not enough. And this Congress party, viewers, is taking out Bharat Jodo Yatra. So the party, viewers, and I repeat, which claims to be taking out Bharat Jodo Yatra, says that if you need to defeat Narendra Modi, minority is not enough. And Hindus are the majority. You need to get Hindus on your side to defeat Modi. And then they say that the so-called political yatra of the Congress party and that of Rahul Gandhi is Bharat Jodo. How, I ask? How? This reality or this dilemma within the Congress party has been going on not only in the last 24-36 hours, but has been going on for over 8 years now. And I'll just give you a few quick examples of that, viewers. If you remember, the sudden Rudraksh of Rahul Gandhi, the sudden Janeyu over his dresses coming up, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra saying, "Hum to ye hai," trying to tell your caste, trying to say you are a Brahmin, and then suddenly saying, hold on, and then suddenly saying, no, understand. We are going to do this for the minority because they are not clear. There is no clarity. There is no clarity of thought. There is no clarity of politics because there is no clarity in your leadership. But irrespective of all that, a leader of the stature of A.K. Antony, the former defense minister, the former Raksha Mantri of India, comes out and says that if you need to defeat Modi, minority is not enough. You need Hindus. You need Hindus. That's the debate today on The Burning Question. But first, this special report.
Congress is back with its appeasement politics.
ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ നാനാജാതി മതസ്ഥരാണ്, ജാതിക്കാരാണ്. അവരിൽ ഭൂരിപക്ഷം നമ്മുടെ കൂടെ നിർത്തണം. ന്യൂനപക്ഷം മാത്രം പോരാ, ഇന്ത്യൻ ജനങ്ങളിൽ ഭൂരിപക്ഷ സമുദായം ഹിന്ദുക്കളാണ്. ന്യൂനപക്ഷത്തോടൊപ്പം ഹിന്ദുക്കളുടെ ഭൂരിപക്ഷത്തെ കൂടി മോഡിക്കെതിരായ സമരത്തിൽ കൊണ്ടുനിർത്താൻ സാധിക്കണം. അതിന് എല്ലാവരും കുറച്ചുകൂടി ജാഗ്രത പാലിക്കണം.
Captured on tape saying Congress need Hindus is a senior Congress leader A.K. Antony. But this is the same Vadra-Congress that has insulted Hindus on multiple occasions. Comparing to Lord Ram,
वो जिस रफ्तार से चलते हैं, जितने दिन से वो चले हैं, जिस तरह से हमको उनके पीछे पीछे साथ साथ चलना पड़ रहा है, तो हम तो ये मानते हैं कि वो रियली ये मान के चलिए कि वो सुपर ह्यूमन है. हम इतने जैकेट कोट पहने हुए हैं, वो टी शर्ट में निकलते हैं. बताइए, हम ठुठुर रहे हैं ठंड में, वो टी शर्ट पहने निकल रहे हैं. एक योगी जैसी, जब उन्होंने कह ही दिया मैं तपस्या में हूँ, तो वो तपस्या कर रहे हैं. अब तपस्या के लिए एक योगी कहीं बैठ गया, किसी गुफा में बैठ गया एक योगी की तपस्या के लिए, तो आप इस बात की बात कह रहे हैं कि वो दूसरी गुफा में तो गए नहीं. ऐसा है. आप तो जानते हैं भगवान राम की खड़ाव बहुत दूर तक जाती है, तो कभी कभी खड़ाव लेकर भी चलना पड़ता है. हमेशा भगवान राम नहीं पहुंच पाते हैं, तो खड़ाव लेकर चलना पड़ता है. तो भरत उनकी खड़ाव लेकर चलते हैं, तो खड़ाव लेकर हम उत्तर प्रदेश में चले हैं. उत्तर प्रदेश में खड़ाव पहुंच गई है, तो राम जी भी पहुंचेंगे, ये हमारा विश्वास है.
saying meaning of Hindu is dirty and shameful.
हिंदू शब्द कहाँ से आ गया? ये हमारा है? पर्शियन का है. ईरान, इराक, कजाकिस्तान, उज्बेकिस्तान. फिर भारत का उधर का क्या संबंध है? फिर उसका मीनिंग आपको समझ में आ गया तो आपके अब शर्म आ जाएंगे. हिंदू का जो मीनिंग है वो बहुत गंदी है.
And the list goes on. And now there is a sudden realization that the party needs Hindus. But the burning question is it a Vadra-Congress strategy to use and throw Hindus? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, and I have a packed debate. I am going to be joined in by Anila Singh. Professor Rakesh Sinha was supposed to be here, he's suddenly not. Anila Singh is going to join in. Binay Singh, writer, is going to be with me on the debate. Dushyant Naga, a pro-Congress leader, is also going to join in. And George Kurian, political strategist, is already there. I can see Binay Singh with a beanie and a shawl around. It's not that cold in Delhi, Binay Singh. Please don't tell me you are in Mussoorie or in Landor enjoying your New Year's. But thank you for joining in this debate, Binay Singh. But tell me, within less than 24 hours, Binay Singh, in less than 24 hours, जैसे I call you Lekhak Mahoday, they were comparing Rahul Gandhi to Lord Rama. They were trying to make that comparison which just should not have been there, cannot be made for any individual. And now, A.K. Antony, aka the Congress party, comes out and says, if you need to defeat Narendra Modi, and mark my words, Binay Singh, they say, if you need to defeat Narendra Modi, you cannot only go with the minority. You need the Hindus, you need the majority, and this party is taking out Bharat Jodo Yatra. Binay Singh.
Aishwarya, there was a song, we used to, it was in the Ramayana serial by Ramanand Sagarji. The song was like that, कि राम जी की सेना चली, and the other line was, भाग में जब कष्ट हो तो बुद्धि पहले नष्ट हो. तो भाग में जब कष्ट हो तो बुद्धि पहले नष्ट हो. This applies exactly 100% on the Congress party. For the Congress party, minority or majority, they are not human beings. They are just numbers, a percentage which is always calculated on the basis of political benefits. They don't treat these percentages as human beings. So if they talk about minority, percentage of minority or majority percentage, it is not for their welfare. It is for their political and very sheer political benefits. And one more thing. You rejected the existence of Lord Rama. You tried to dismantle the Ram Setu. Many of your Congress leaders, they have a history of demeaning and disrespecting Hinduism. You are history sitters when it comes to disrespecting Hinduism. And it is not for the first time. So when it comes to politics, suddenly you will become Brahmin, suddenly you will become Hindu. And let me remind you, Aishwarya, myself, yourself, we are Hindu, Muslims, Parsi, Sikh, Isai. In India, we have the right to choose the religion. But we cannot, you know, and it is a patriarchal system on which the religion is defined. So how can Rahul Gandhi become a Gandhi while he must be Khan, he must be a Parsi, or God knows what he must be, but definitely he cannot be Hindu and he cannot be a Brahmin. So for the political benefit, suddenly you become secular, suddenly you become Hindu, suddenly you become Brahmin, suddenly you become Lord Rama, suddenly you become a god, you become an avatar. There is no wrong. Lord Ram was a human being. He was among us. He was our grandfathers. He was our forefathers, among our forefathers. We respect him. And we try to abide by him. We try to follow him in our daily life. When it comes to social life, political life, we try to follow the rules and regulations or the code of conduct what he has taught or his life had taught. But Lord Rama never used his political thing for his personal gain. He was devoted to the society, he was devoted to this country, he was devoted to the people, he was devoted to the bottom of the pyramid, to the weakest of the world. And it was not based, his life was not based on the Darwin theory, survival of the fittest. He was committed to the survival of the weakest. Lord Rama was that. So you are in a democratic country, you can compare him with Christ, we can compare him with Rama, but I think it's a nonsense. You should be serious. You should be serious. Politics is nothing, very non-serious kind of affair. You can say anything. Suddenly you become avatar of Lord Vishnu, you are avatar of Lord Rama, and a few years back you were trying to dismantle the Ram Setu, and you said that Rama was a myth, he never existed. So what the hell is this? You must draw a line. Be particular that Lord Rama was here, Lord Rama existed or not, Ram Setu existed or not. So when it comes to your political, benefits, suddenly you are switching sides and you are exposed. And the same song I'll repeat again, भाग में जब कष्ट हो, बुद्धि पहले नष्ट हो, राम जी की सेना चली. So what kind of yatra he is doing? It is Bharat Jodo, Bharat Kodo, or Bharat Todo. we can see, mockery. He's doing mockery. And by the way, where he's planning to spend his new year, the nation wants to know this also, Aishwarya. So he will be here in India with the continuing his yatra, or he is going somewhere else, or postponing his yatra because of the COVID protocols. Because the COVID,
Vinay Singh, I've given you ample amount of time.
COVID,
now let me go to Dushyant Nagar.
Across the world.
Dushyant Nagar, you need to understand. Dushyant Nagar, what has happened? What has happened to the Congress party, Dushyant Nagar? कि 24 घंटे पहले कांग्रेस पार्टी राहुल गांधी को नेता बनाना चाहती है, समझ आता है. आप सक्सेसफुल रहें कि अनसक्सेसफुल रहें, लेकिन अब आप उनको भगवान बनाना चाहते हैं. You want to compare him to Lord Rama? You want to compare him to the मतलब आप उन्हें भगवान से कंपेयर कर नहीं दुष्यंत नागर जी प्लीज सुन लीजिए. और आज AK एंटनी जैसे वरिष्ठ नेता यानी कांग्रेस पार्टी कह रही है, नागर साहब जरा इनकी आवाज बढ़ा दीजिए, नागर साहब प्लीज सुन लीजिए. वो कह रहे हैं कि आप माइनॉरिटी से नहीं जीत सकते, आपको हिंदू भी चाहिए, आपको हिंदू भी चाहिए. जी दुष्यंत नागर.
देखिए, जिस प्रकार से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जो उत्कंठा है, जो उनके परेशानी है, वो निश्चित रूप से झलक रही है और ये दर्शाती है कि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जिसने 108 दिन का अपना अवधि पूरी की है, वो 8 साल की मोदी जी की सरकार के ऊपर भारी पड़ गई. भारत जोड़ो यात्रा है जिससे भारतवर्ष को एक आशा, एक उम्मीद है, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की 8 साल की उपलब्धियां नील बटा सन्नाटा, इनके पास कुछ नहीं है कहने के लिए. मेरे प्यारे मित्र विनय सिंह वही बातें कह रहे हैं जो 92 में 90 में कृष्ण वाणी जी कहते थे, उसी को आज दोहरा रहे हैं. आज इनके पास बताने के लिए 8 साल में मोदी सरकार की कोई उपलब्धि नहीं है. महंगाई, बेरोजगारी का इनके पास में मिटाने का कोई रोड मैप आज भी नहीं है. और रामायण की चौपाई भाई साहब ने बताई। देखिए, जहां सुमति तहत संपत्ति दाना, जहां अच्छी सोच है, वहां अनेक प्रकार की कामयाबी है, सफलता है। लेकिन जहां पे घृणा है, वहां कामयाबी नहीं है। वहां से भाग्य लक्ष्मी भी दूर चली जाती है। तो देश में घृणा फैलाने का काम कौन कर रहा है, बांटने का काम कौन कर रहा है, नफरत फैलाने का काम कौन कर रहा है, ये पूरा देश जानता है, पूरा देश देख रहा है। और आपने कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए इतने सारे आरोप लगाए, कांग्रेस राम विरोधी है, धर्म विरोधी है। अरे भैया, रामायण के जिस सीरियल का गाना आपने सुनाया, उस सीरियल को टीवी पे कौन लेके आया? राजीव गांधी जी की सरकार लेके आई। महाभारत को कौन लेके आया? राजीव गांधी जी की सरकार के समय में महाभारत का निर्माण हुआ, घर घर तक राम को पहुंचाया गया। राम के जीवन के आदर्श, गीता से जुड़ी हुई शिक्षाएं जन जन तक पहुंचाने का काम कांग्रेस पार्टी ने किया। बस कांग्रेस ने क्या है, कभी बेचा नहीं, राम के नाम पर कभी वोट नहीं मांगे। हमारे साथी लोग, हमारे मित्रगण क्या है, राम के नाम पे वोट मांगने में महारत हासिल है। तो वहां कांग्रेस थोड़ी पीछे है। निश्चित रूप से कांग्रेस की कमजोरी है, कांग्रेस को सुधार करना चाहिए। जैसे लोगों से मुकाबला है, उसी तरह से तैयारी करनी चाहिए। ये मैं इनकी बात को मानता हूँ। लेकिन देखिए, आज इसको जोड़ने की जरूरत है। आज समाज में
अनिला सिंह
भारतवर्ष जो हमारा महान राष्ट्र है, जो एक युवा राष्ट्र है, जहाँ की 65 से 70% जनसंख्या 35 वर्ष के राउंड।
नहीं, दुष्यंत नागर जी, now you need to calm down. दुष्यंत जी, now you need to calm down. No. दुष्यंत जी, देखिए, no. George Kurian, I am going to come to you, but I am going to Anila Singh. Anila Singh, it seems as if no, hold on, दुष्यंत नागर, आप ऐसे मोनोलॉग चालू रखेंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता। अनिला जी, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है, I personally feel that this dilemma within the Congress leadership is just not of the last 24, 36, 48 hours. It has been going on ever since they lost for the first time to the Prime Minister. I still remember, Anila Singh, the sudden Rudraksh coming out, the sudden Janeyu coming out, the sudden statements being made that we belong to this Gotra, trying to ascertain that we are Hindus, and then suddenly backtracking and saying, no, listen this. So they have not been able to decide themselves that which way to go. And now when A.K. Antony comes out and says that if you need to defeat Modi, and I'm stressing on these words because that is the reality, it doesn't matter. For them, the minority, majority, Hindu, non-Hindu doesn't matter. For them, what matters is, Anila Singh, is to defeat Modi. And to defeat Modi, they say, minority is not enough. Get the majority, get the Hindus. Anila Singh.
Absolutely.
George, I'm coming to you. You are laughing, but I'll come to you, George. I can see your smirk. Yeah. Anila Singh first.
My Ram to everyone. And this is the mindset of the Congress party. Today they are celebrating their foundation day. तो इनको ढेर सारी बधाइयाँ, क्योंकि अंग्रेजों की खड़ाऊ लेकर जो भारतवर्ष में इन्होंने सत्ता संभाली है, आज तक वही मानसिकता जो है डिवाइड एंड रूल, उस पर ये काम कर रहे हैं. Right from 1947 till date, we can quote several examples where Congress party has simply done the politics on the platform of divide and rule. So earlier they used to appease one particular religious minority, and they used to divide Hindus in castes. But in today's date, I will say, or I can say, since Modi ji has become the Prime Minister of our country, majority population living in this great country of ours, they have become confident. They were made underconfident during the tenure of the Congress party. And let me tell you one more thing here, Aishwarya. Like we Indians, we Bharatiya have faced three colonizations. One from the Islamic invaders, second from the Britishers, and third from these Nehruvians. What not they did to kill us, to finish us, and not only physically finish us, but morally, ethically, culturally also to finish us. They compare Narendra Modi ji with Hitler.
But I am still just unable to understand. George Kurian. I'm still unable to understand George Kurian. Why can't the Congress party decide for once? Why can't the Congress party decide what it wants? Why? George.
Well, Aishwarya, a very good evening to all the panelists and your audience. All I would want to say is, to begin with, one can understand BJP's nervousness and frustration through the Bharat Jodo Yatra. The amount of
BJP's nervousness,
traction. Let me please don't interrupt. Give me the courtesy. The amount of traction the Bharat Jodo Yatra is garnering across state, from one state to another, it is on its way until it reaches its final destination, which is Srinagar. Bharat Jodo Yatra has been successful in amplifying its vision of uniting India across all spectrums. People from all domains have joined in. We have seen social activists and civil society people have come in large numbers. Having said that, Rahul Gandhi is no superhuman. He is just a normal human being. It's just that he's born into the Gandhi family, and so that is what it is. And his intention is pure at heart to serve the 130 crore Indian. And also for your audience, let me just put it across. Congress Party has served this nation for over 5 decades. So it is not that Congress Party has just won election after election on the votes of minorities. A sizable number of Hindus were also the voters of Congress Party. The day the sizable number of Hindus come back to the Congress Party, then it will be a history for BJP to come back to power ever in this country, in this nation. So be rest assured, the time is not too far when the Congress Party and a united opposition front will take over the saffron dispensation, and it will be over for it forever.
Okay. Binay Singh, you heard them all. Binay Singh, you heard. You also heard the BJP leader's Anila Singh statement. How do you see this? How do you see this? Because what I still personally feel that Congress Party may try to defend it with whatever alibi they may try to find. But just in the series of events, they are able to understand that their appeasement politics is not only a failure, it is the only reason that they have not been even in competition anywhere. And after, give it to them, that after being victorious in Himachal Pradesh, I am not talking about their decimation in Gujarat, but after being victorious in Himachal Pradesh, there is a little spark in the Congress Party, which is good for the opposition. Binay Singh, which is good for the opposition. At the end of the day, if the opposition would always give a walkover to the BJP, then what's the fun? Binay Singh.
Aishwarya, I am happy to see one thing, that in this yatra we were able to witness the organic aspect of Rahul Gandhi. Why I say organic? Because everything what we have heard, or Rahul Gandhi, he has spoken on the his speeches that may have been written by his associates, but in the yatra you can see what he intend to say, what he like to say. So I am just quoting. He said once, "Pyar ki dukaan khol raha hu." Pyar ki dukaan means, I know that pyar is always free, love is always free. So pyar ki dukaan, it's a very nasty kind of phrase. I cannot say the meaning of that. What means pyar ki dukaan khol raha hu? Pyar is always free. You don't buy it from a shop. So pyar ki dukaan. So this is the organic part of Rahul Gandhi. So, and one more thing. I saw many of his speeches. Once he said that English is very compulsory. English is very compulsory. एक मिनट दुष्यंत भाई, मैं इंटरेस्टिंग बता रहा हूँ. उन्होंने कहा कि इंग्लिश इज वेरी कंपल्सरी, इंग्लिश बहुत जरूरी है. फिर उनका स्लिप हो जाता है, दूसरे लाइन में अंग्रेजी की जगह हिंदी हो जाता है उनका. बोलते हैं कि बच्चे हमारे विदेश जाएंगे, अंग्रेजी पढ़ेंगे.
अरे भैया, अंग्रेजी
आते हैं तो स्लिप करके वो हिंदी बोलेंगे, हिंदी पढ़ेंगे. आपको मालूम नहीं है कि व्हाट टू स्पीक, हाउ टू स्पीक, व्हेन टू स्पीक. तो कम से कम ये अच्छा हुआ है कि प्यार की दुकान मैंने. अच्छा, मैं एक बात और बताता हूँ सर भाई. पहले एक यात्रा निकल रही थी, खाट यात्रा. एक मिनट दुष्यंत भाई, एक मिनट. पहले की यात्रा निकली थी. दुष्यंत भाई प्लीज एक मिनट.
दुष्यंत नगर, होल्ड ऑन, गिव हिम 30 सेकंड्स. दुष्यंत,
पहले की यात्रा निकली थी ऐश्वर्य भाई, पहले की यात्रा निकली थी कुछ साल पहले. उस यात्रा का नाम क्या था मालूम है? जिसमें खाट उठा के लोग ले गए, उसका नाम रखा इन्होंने महायात्रा. महायात्रा उसको कहते हैं जब हम बांस के ठटरी
No,
पे
Binay Singh, I don't have any problem with the yatras. Anila Singh, on the contrary, Binay Singh, I don't have any problem with yatras. And George Kurin, I would want to take your point in that also. But Anila Singh, I would personally would have wanted that this yatra for Rahul Gandhi, if it is to make him more politically intellectual, then this should have happened 10 to 15 years prior. Rather than him touring Europe, rather than him touring whichever part of the world he was, because to understand and do politics in India, you need to understand the people of India, you need to understand India. You need to understand Bharat. And to understand Bharat, you need to go across the length and breadth. Even Mahatma did it. Even Mahatma Gandhi did it. Because to understand the people, if you want to do politics, if you want to represent the people of India, you need to know the people of India. And for that, you should. I am in favor of these yatras, not against, but I am saying, you don't compare yourself to Lord Rama first and then. You don't call it Bharat Jodo when you are tagging along with the Tukde gang, and then on top of you, your own leader, former defense minister, comes out and says, appeasement politics doesn't seem to be working. If you need to defeat Modi, get the majority on your sides. Hindus are a reality. Get Hindus on your side. Anila Singh.
Absolutely, Aishwarya. You're absolutely right. The thing is, Rahul Gandhi ji doesn't recognizes our country, Bharat, as a nation. For him, Bharat is just boundaries. A person who doesn't recognizes India as a nation, can he love this country? No, he cannot. And the team of sycophants or the army of sycophants, I mean, they are going to say, Sahab, bilkul theek kaha, bilkul acha kaha. And in that sycophancy, Mr. Salman Khurshid compares Rahul Gandhi ji with Sri Ram. This is height of sycophancy. A leader, Salman Khurshid, when he says RSS is equivalent to ISIS or Boko Haram, and the way he talked about Hindutva and Hindu, that person he compares Sri Ram with Rahul Gandhi ji. He dare not compare Rahul Gandhi ji with his own Allah, with his own Rasul. He cannot do that. But yes, they have got all the rights under the constitution to insult Devi and Devtas of majority population living in our great country. The thing is, this Congress party has really tested our patience. And in today's date, if Hindu is feeling confident, it is all because of Narendra Modi ji. We wait in no other country in the world have waited for 500 years, more than 500 years to get a simple temple constructed.
George Kurin.
I would like to clarify to your audience. and correct Nila Singh here. Salman Khurshid is not Congress party. Neither is Mani Shankar Congress party. See, these are all seasoned politicians. They have their individual views.
Salman Khurshid is not Congress party? No, George, what are you saying? Then who is Congress party? Are you today accepting that only Gandhi and Vadra, you need to have a tag? No, George, now you've got it. George, no, George. Salman Khurshid is not Congress party. Mani Shankar Iyer is not Congress party. Now you will say even A.K. Antony is not Congress party. Is that what you are saying? Only Gandhi and Vadra are Congress party? The cadre, the workers, the supporters of the Congress party who made Congress what it is, they are not Congress party. And Rahul Gandhi's views are Congress's views. George, what are you saying? Can you hear yourself, George Kurin? Please explain, George, this point. Please explain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have their individual views. Every day, yesterday it was Salman Khurshid, today it was Mani Shankar Iyer, tomorrow it will be somebody else. So you just cannot use the political figures of the Congress party to corner the Congress party.
But why is it only in the Congress party? Have you thought of that? George Kurin, have you ever, and I mean ever thought of that? Anila Singh, Binay Singh, Dushyant Nagar kabhi socha hai? Why only in the Congress party like this? These are senior leaders who have been foreign minister, defense minister of this country. Anila Singh, because I'll tell you today, because Binay Singh, there is no direction at top. It is a leaderless party. It is a directionless party. The cadre doesn't know which way to go. The leaders don't know which line to take. They don't understand. One day they see Rahul Gandhi wearing Janeau over his dress. The other day they see him completely on a contrarian view. The third day Dushyant Nagar दोबारा देखते हैं रुद्राक्ष की माला के साथ विनय सिंह, and then on the fourth day it's yet another point. So it's directionless. Him trekking to Kedarnath is a good thing. I am not saying there is anything wrong with it. Binay Singh, 10 seconds and then I need to go to debate number 2. Binay Singh.
Aishwarya.
दुष्यंत नागर पहले अपना ईपी ठीक कीजिए प्लीज. थैंक यू. विनय सिंह.
You compare.
जी, yeah.
You compare Rahul Gandhi with Lord Rama, with Christ, or you compare him with Santa Claus. So it's a democracy and you can do that. You are free to do that. You have got the right. But I feel happy that Salman Khurshid, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, they all are, process of Ghar Wapasi. So yesterday they were rejecting the existence of Lord Rama Setu, and today they are become Brahmins, they are become Avtara of Rama. So it's a Ghar Wapsi process for Rahul Gandhi ji, for Salman Khurshid ji, and for the Congress party in total. I assure. ये घर वापसी हो रहा है. ये प्यार की दुकान वाला मामला नहीं समझ में आया भाई हमको.
Nagar, Dushant Nagar, 30 seconds. Dushant Nagar, 30 seconds, and then ending comments to Anurag Singh. Dushant Nagar. Vinay Singh, you may look cute in that beanie, but give him time. Yeah, Dushant Nagar.
इतना अत्याचार.
बोलिए दुष्यंत जी, बोलिए.
अत्याचार मत करिए, थोड़ा बोल लीजिए. भाई आप देश के बड़े एडिटर हैं, आपका जलवा है, आप चाहे तो हमारी आवाज बंद कर सकते हैं. लेकिन फिर भी हम विनम्रता से आपसे कहेंगे, इनसे प्रश्न पूछना चाहते हैं 4 दिन पूर्व भारतवर्ष की महान संसद के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने नाम के विषय में क्या कहा था, क्या ये इससे सहमत हैं? मेरा प्रश्न है, उत्तर दिलवाइए.
Anurag Singh सहमत है. Anurag Singh last 30 seconds. Anurag Singh last 30 seconds.
बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आया कि नागर साहब ने क्या कहा. मुझे बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आया because his audio was not at all clear. But the thing is, I understand the psyche and the vision of this confused party. Contradictory statements. राहुल गांधी कहते हैं भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जब मैं कर रहा था मुझे कहीं पे भी नफरत नहीं दिखाई दी, मुझे प्यार ही प्यार दिखा. फिर खड़गे साहब जैसे जो बुजुर्ग नेता हैं इनके निकलते हैं और कहते हैं अरे नहीं नफरत है.
Accepted.
विनय भाई जो नफरत की जो
Anurag Singh, you're right. It's a confused party. George Kurian, you accepted that Salman Khurshid and A.K. Antony are not Congress party. Dushyant Nagar, you may smile. आप हंस सकते हैं, समय नहीं है. I'm going for debate number 2. Within the next 10 seconds, Abhishek Kapoor, my colleague, is already in the studio. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, all 4 of you, for this debate. And if I could just have Abhishek also. And Abhishek, this debate number 1, it was very interesting because the confusion of the Congress party seems to be trickling down to a point, Abhishek, where the panelists who are supporting Congress party are now openly saying that neither Salman Khurshid nor A.K. Antony represent the Congress. So you need to be a Gandhi or a Vadra to represent Congress. It is trickling down to that level, Abhishek.
Absolutely, and it seems that the Congress party is still in search of that mooring which it has failed to find over the last few years, in fact, Aishwarya, since the rise of Narendra Modi. And I am in fact picking up on another controversy which started with a statement by Union Education Minister, and it's going to sort of trend at least into the next month because Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, he has announced today that on January 26th, the National Curriculum Framework, which is under the new education policy, would be released, and this has ostensibly set a cat among the pigeons, as they say, with the opposition coming back with standard response and charge that the BJP government is looking at saffronizing education again. We heard this in the first 10-day rule of 1998-2004 time as well. But more importantly, haven't curricula reflected the political dispensations, predilections since independence? And to what effect? Let's look at this package and come back to discuss.
A big political fight has broken out over the correcting history. A day after Prime Minister said this,
आज की पीढ़ी के बच्चों को पूछेंगे तो उनमें से ज्यादातर को उनके बारे में पता ही नहीं है. पहले हमारे यहां क्यों वीर बाल दिवस का विचार तक नहीं आया, लेकिन ये जरूर कहूंगा कि अब नया भारत दशकों पहले हुई एक पुरानी भूल को सुधार रहा है.
Union Education Minister says corrected history will be taught from January 26th.
बसंत पंचमी तक आयु 3, 4, 5 के लिए पहली बार बाल वाटिका की योजना सरकार ने सरकारी स्कूलों के लिए योजना लाई. उसमें बहुत इतिहास से बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं था। मैं चुनौती जब कहता हूं उसके आगे लेकिन इतिहास की आवश्यकता है।
BJP has maintained that the past governments have pushed a selective narrative where they glorified Mughals, gave more emphasis to Nehru dynasty, sidelined regional heroes and pushed the colonial mindset.
गुलामी की मानसिकता के दबाव में सरकारें उस दिशा में बढ़ी नहीं और कुछ बातों में तो उल्टे पैर चली.
While one side claims that the existing modern history is a concocted version,
people have contributed by their sacrifice, by their sense of patriotism. Therefore, everyone should get his due, and such due has not been given by the Marxist and Nehruvian historians. We are trying to bring out the hidden facts, suppressed facts before the students of history, so that Indian history must be in a larger horizon and giving a holistic picture.
opposition says that BJP wants to correct history by saying incorrect things.
They want to prove, they want to establish that this is a single country with a single language and everything. Okay. It is not India. India was never a single country. Until after 1947, India was united by the then Home Minister. Okay. So what they are going to, let them bring out the corrected version and see how incorrect it is.
Was the real history of India been blacked out? Bureau Report, Republic TV. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, joining me on this debate, Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, live from Delhi. We also have Anirban Banerjee, political analyst, leans towards the Trinamool Congress, live from Kolkata. And then to represent the government side and the BJP, Professor Geeta Bhatt, political analyst, live from Delhi. And of course, Anila Singh, spokesperson of the party, carries onward from the last debate. Anila Singh, there is this very famous quote of a Bihari political scientist called George Orwell, who said that, those who control the past control the future, and those who control the present control the past. The opposition charges essentially you are trying to sort of rewrite history, refashion history, because you permanently want to control the future.
My Ram to everyone. And future should be controlled by today's generation, which is going to be the future citizens of our country. The thing is, if we talk about the history which has been taught to our children in schools and colleges after our independence, was under a set narrative which suited the Nehruvians. This is what they did. The thing is, historians have selectively hidden, destroyed, and buried the part of history which doesn't suited them. Or they were working on the instructions of one particular political party which wanted divisive politics to rule in our country, or they wanted to appease somebody to get some votes from them. Vote bank politics. The thing is, like if you talk this stating that the dynasties before Mughal rule, such as Mauryas, Guptas, Cholas, I mean, have they been given enough space in our history? No. If you go through the NCERT books or other books which are being taught in schools, just a paragraph, a small chapter, they are not glorified.
Anirban.
The Mughals can be great. Cholas can be great.
Anirban, the BJP's rebuttal to the opposition charge of rewriting of history is that there was an element of ideology already there in history books. There was a contamination of Marxist ideology, and you are no Marxist, Anirban. And that these changes that are happening are essentially taking care of what in the Twitter world would be called the shadow banning of certain parts of history that was done. So this is more like a correction of history or a corrective measure being taken on Urban, and not essentially refashioning or rewriting history.
See, even Karl Marx was not a Marxist. So therefore, when you are speaking about history, we need to be objective. That is all. We don't need to be a Marxist or a Leninist or a Savarkarist or a Gandhian or anything. We just need to be objective. So when we have read history in our school lives or in the college lives or in the universities, etc., we have read books by historians and not political ideologues. But during the BJP rule, especially in the Narendra Modi rule, we have seen RSS people being appointed as historians who are going to create the new syllabus for our children. We have heard in this era that Taj Mahal was not Taj Mahal, it was some kind of a Tejo Mahalaya. People laugh at these kind of delusions, but I do not know in what times we live in where these delusions...
Let me be objective, since you're asking to be objective. You know, Tejo Mahalaya does not find mention in the NCERT textbooks. Children are not reading it. That might be part of a, larger political debate outside of the education system. Anirban, carry on.
That probably will find its place in the future. The way things are going under the BJP rule, we will suddenly learn that Taj Mahal was Tejo Mahalaya. We might even learn that Lal Killa was something else. Maybe Victoria Memorial was something else in Kolkata. And I don't know what else. So this is pure delusion at work. This is not even politics. When you are trying to refer to...
Okay, your point taken. Let me take this to Professor Geeta Bhatt.
Maurya dynasty, whatever.
Professor Geeta Bhatt.
All read about them.
Since you are representing the government's side, you're sort of defending the government side. Anirban has made a couple of charges against you. One is that you are populating the education system with RSS historians. And then you are possibly in future thinking that issues like Tejo Mahalaya, if not now, immediately in the future, find mention and corrupt the children by making them study stuff like Tejo Mahalaya. You think this is exactly what's happening as opposition and as Anirban alleges?
Well, I would like to put forth two facts, because when we say that anyone, who says that I am a historian and wants to write history, it is important that they need to come out with what is the fact, what actually really happened based on evidences and facts. And two examples I would like to give over here, that, the official textbooks, which we all know that NCERT has been, these are the textbooks which have been used in schools. And that is where the foundation is laid down for the future citizens of this country when they read what their history was. When an RTI application was put to RTI based on their history book of class 7th, which wrote that Qutub Minar was basically built by, two Mughal sultans, that is Iltutmish and Qutubuddin Aibak. The RTI said that if there were any evidences or historical proofs which actually substantiate it, when the question was asked, the reply to it by NCERT in 2012 was that they do not have any evidence to substantiate this, which is being taught by lakhs of schools in India by the reference of the NCERT book.
Okay.
Similarly, another such incidents can be brought, which actually reflects what has been said, that the history needs to be rewritten, because what needs to be put forth in front of today's youth
Ashutosh Mishra.
Actually was
Ashutosh Mishra. Anirban, I'll come to you. I've given you opening comments. I'll come to you. I have to involve Ashutosh Mishra also. Ashutosh Mishra, what Geeta Bhatt is saying is essentially that unfounded facts, and she is quoting an RTI reply from the UPA period, 2012, I believe she said. Unfounded facts have existed in our books, and because they suited or they were convenient for the Congress party's politics, they were allowed. This is not the first time that a kind of review of textbooks is happening. I think the focus as of now remains essentially on political science, but the review is happening at many levels. For example, we recently saw the Union Home Minister presiding over a function where the medical textbooks were introduced in Hindi in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and he has of course said that the same can be done in regional languages. So for example, in Tamil Nadu, you can study MBBS or engineering in Tamil also. I mean, what's the problem? It's not about single country, single language. It's about, recalibrating our education system to our needs. And of course, what's wrong if there is a sense of self-pride, sense of self-esteem going up if you are studying in your own language and you are made to feel a little more proud of your past, or for that matter, Ashutosh Mishra, if certain inconvenient truths are brought out. I mean, what's the problem if, for example, a rebalancing is done between the contribution of Sardar Patel and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? Should you object?
The problem here is not about trying to create a divide between Patel and Pandit Nehru, because that is something else. The problem here is that if you had listened to the BJP spokesperson, she very clearly indicated that the conspiracy here is to malign Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, and to have a new narrative where the acts of commission and omission of the right wing can it as some achievement. I mean, let's remember what happened just a few days in your debate on which he had on Monday. One of the panelists was speaking about
I remember
India didn't get independence because of Mahatma Gandhi and Congress. In trying to, I mean, everybody is proud of INA and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. But here is the right-wing narrative or the BJP narrative or the RSS narrative which wants to run down Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru. This is the conspiracy. NCERT books, why do you take out the chapters on Gujarat rights? That's a fact. You want to hide those things from the.
Why not? Why not? You think schools? You think children at the secondary level should be studying Gujarat riots? Is that the most important aspect of modern history that the students should be studying? Ashutosh Mishra, are you again? Let Anila Singh respond to this. Anila Singh. Ashutosh Mishra says, what's wrong in studying Gujarat riots in modern Indian history?
It's a class 12.
All other developments, India's achievements in space, India's achievements in, our global standing, everything be damned. Let students study Gujarat riots.
Be aware of the thinking of one particular party.
Mr. Mishra, please calm down. First of all, you must understand very clearly that you should not drag Mahatma Gandhiji's name when we are discussing about the wrong education policy which was implemented by Congressis, or I can say Nehruvians. So please do not drag Mahatma Gandhiji because he was not the one who made.
One is Modi and the other is Mahatma Gandhi. Why do you want to hide these facts?
What is the matter with you? You want to holla. I can talk over yourself.
I'll tell you the facts which you want. By saying to calm down,
you do not have any decency to debate. So let me tell you here. If you want to talk about Gujarat, then we have to talk about each and every communal riot which happened during your tenure.
Okay. Let me structure this. Hold on. Anila Singh, hold on. Let me structure this. Ashutosh Mishra, let me structure this. Let me structure this with specific examples. Anirban, you can also join in.
Abhishek, I have to complete
the opposition would say BJP is trying to. I'll give you an opportunity, Anila Singh. It was getting out of hand, that's why I intervened. I'll give you an opportunity. Let me just structure this and let me just give a perspective. NCERT was set up in 1960s, 1961 sometime. And since then, and it was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's time, So we saw how Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and this whole project of ceding the intellectual space to the left in the universities and the same intellectuals of leftist hue, then, getting into bureaucracy, getting into planning commission, and essentially turning India's development history, the modern history, effectively red. So you would effectively read Romila Thapar and Bipan Chandra in the schools and then in the universities, and then with that idea about how India was in its medieval and ancient times, you would go into fashioning India's modern life and modern history. So in that sense, I think there was an ideological project which was first time reviewed in 1970s when the Janata government came to power. Then again the Congress tinkered it back. Then again you had a review in late 1990s when the NDA government was in power, Anirban. And then the Congress government came, and in 2005, exactly in the name of National Curriculum Framework 2005, it changed the books again. It brought in Godhra riots, Gujarat riots. It brought in changes, and if I could, give you these examples, it brought in caste violence. It brought in specific examples of it brought in examples of Central Islamic lands, and recently we have seen. Just before leaving, it brought in the issues like farm laws. So it's not that the BJP alone is doing it, Anirban. Whichever government is in power and has been comfortably in power, they have tried to fashion or refashion textbooks as per their own ideological position. So why accuse the BJP alone, Anirban?
First of all, the Congress party itself is not a left party. Its ideology is not a left ideology. In fact, the left parties historically in India has been against the Congress. There has been a few coalitions electorally, but ideologically they have been fighting with each other for decades. Therefore, accusing Congress of making the history of our country red is rather incredible. I do not know how you are saying that. But what is the problem with Romila Thapar, for example, since you mentioned her name? Romila Thapar is an internationally renowned historian. She is not like some P.N. Oak who will give us incredible theories like the Tejo Mahalaya ones. And there's no problem with periodically reviewing the history of a country, what we'll read in the school books, etc., etc. The problem is when you are trying to create your own ideology through the history books. You are trying to establish your own ideology as the history of our country or of our motherland, which is the main opposition's point, which is the main point of the opposition and point of objection. The saffronization in the hue and color of the RSS BJP in the history of our country in the books is the main problem. The RSS history wing.
Are you suggesting that a national curriculum framework should not be launched on the day of Basant Panchami, and that's saffronization? That's RSS ideology, because January 26 happens to be Basant Panchami. By the way, it is also the Republic Day of India. What's the problem if, for example, children, talk about a multidisciplinary approach towards curriculum, which includes 5 principles? Just because it is called Panchakosh, it sounds Sanskritic. It includes physical development, it's called Sharirik Vikas. It includes life energy development, it's called Pranic Vikas. It's called emotional and mental development. It includes Mansik Vikas. And Bauddhik Vikas and spiritual development. Just because it sort of uses a language which you think comes from RSS, but which might be originally Indian. Is that the objection, Ashutosh Mishra? Is that really the objection, that you think the semantics favor the RSS, not essentially the content?
So the RSS was rejected pre-independence by India, and that's a grudge that they carry, and that's why they had to rake up all sort of criminal issues to get into power. Number one. Number two, you keep talking about Sanskrit. Everybody knows that Sanskrit is now the most, it's the best language even for computers. Nobody challenges that. But you had raised the questions about, let's say, medicine being taught in local languages. Now, those people who don't know English or foreign language, as such foreign language, they will not have access to the latest things happening
Anila Singh,
in their
Ashutosh Mishra, you have made your point. RSS was rejected in 1947. Anila Singh, essentially, last word to you, 30 seconds. It's not about the content. It's about the fact that RSS was rejected in 1947, and somehow RSS has become relevant now. Forget the 2014 mandate, damn the 2019 mandate, but why make RSS relevant? Anila Singh, quick 30 seconds.
They played communist politics.
Abhishek, please tell Mr. Mishra to keep quiet. I don't know why he keeps on holding. So let me tell him
quick 30 seconds, Anila Singh, quick 30 seconds, we have to conclude.
Peruvian sycophants, I have to tell them one thing here. When they talk about RSS, perhaps they do not have any knowledge about this organization.
You have to get abusive like your leader. Why do you get
No. Ashutosh Mishra, no, I have to. Anila Singh, we have to end this debate here. This curriculum revision is an important aspect of the national education policy, which, by the way, viewers, Anila Singh, unfortunately, I have to end this debate. National curriculum framework, which the education minister said is launching on January 26, is part of the larger national education policy. Remember, viewers, that, by the way, was brought out after 1986 for the first time, which means our education system is seeing an overhaul after more than 3 decades. And that's something which we should be focusing on, and not this political bickering over who gets included and who not. And of course, if there is an equivalence or better light thrown on Sardar Patel's role, why not? On that note, I end this debate and conversation. After a short break, Arnab Goswami is back with the debate on the other side.
Presented by Tested Like Samsonite.
Tonight, a murder will be committed. If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game.
This is truly delightful.
Holy
There has been a murder. For one person, this is not a game. A killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again.
You must be really great at clues.
I'm very bad at dumb things.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
You know it's only a drill, and yet you train like it is the real thing. Because one day, at a second's notice, it will be. One day, you'll come together as an invincible team. And every second you save will be a life saved. The Indian Air Force is looking for an exceptional team. A team that is truly a cut above.
Join the Indian Air Force to be a cut above.
देखें कौन नया खिलाड़ी आया है, समझा देते हैं, प्यार से समझाएंगे. ये तो अपनी जुबान है.
जुबान एक हो तो दिल भी एक होने चाहिए. विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी.
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels.
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation, so I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne, so now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
Our success reflects your trust. Global business crosses rupees 20 lakh crore. Thank you customers, stakeholders and well-wishers. Canara Bank, together we can.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
Prime Minister Modi visits ailing mother in Ahmedabad hospital. Hospital says her condition is stable. Senior Congress leader says minority votes won't be enough. Need majority to fight Modi in elections. Education Minister announces corrected history to be taught to students from January 26th.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं, ना आग पकड़े ना जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Reimagining brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो। एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर, ग्रोथ का है चांस। डेट में है लो रिस्क, बात मेरी मान।
गोल्ड सिर्फ गोल्ड, भैया ने भी यही किया।
सुन सबकी, कर मल्टी, मतलब मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन फंड्स, यानी 3-in-1 फंड। ये इक्विटी, डेट, गोल्ड तीनों में एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करें। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यान पूर्वक पढ़ें।
देखें कौन नया खिलाड़ी आया है, समझा देते हैं, प्यार से समझाएंगे। ये तो अपनी जुबान है।
जुबान एक हो तो दिल भी एक होने चाहिए। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom. What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah. शाहरुख ने बताया.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं। There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया। It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
A.K. Antony says need backing of Hindus. Does Vadra-Congress want to use Hindus? Is Congress policy to use and throw Hindus for elections? Arnab debates at 9 p.m.
Three terrorists have been neutralized by the security forces in the ongoing Sidra encounter. Now the searches are